still don't understand, do you?
Sup everyone, it is I, Ichigo DXD, and I am back again with another video. Now, this is one of my what ifs that I've been working on, and I finally finished it. All of the script and everything. This is gonna be a long what if, so please sit back, relax, get you guys some popcorn or whatever you guys like, and let's start the video. Now, this is what if Naruto was tortured beyond repair. Chapter 1. Naruto sits in a dark prison, his eyes on the floor, wondering how in the heck he had ended up in this situation, waiting to see if he would get life imprisonment or death. If the council had their way, Naruto knew which way the convention would go. Let's just say he wouldn't join in any more air flooring. Naruto shifted in attempt to get comfortable, but seeing how his feet were shackled to the floor and his hand cuffed, he didn't think he could even begin to feel comfortable in the position. Tears filled his eyes. Naruto couldn't even begin to understand how he gotten here. The day had started out normal enough. Naruto and his team had their training, such as after through is when things started to going wrong. First off, Sasuke and Kakashi were sent on a mission, and Naruto was told that he was to remain in the village. That of course had sent warning bells off. Why would his team be sent off without him? It didn't take Naruto long to find out a villager had approached the council. Knowing of Tsunade's close relationship with Naruto, the villagers had spun a tale of Naruto attacking their helpless child, leaving it sent off him without him. It didn't take oh sorry guys, I was reading the wrong part. Permanently scarred and disabled, Naruto had immediately shouted out when he had been brought before the council that he was innocent. He worked hard to protect the village, not harm it. Why would he want to harm anyone? Naruto had tried to explain that the reasons why it hadn't been him, but the council refused to listen. No one wanted to hear what the demon brat had to say. There was no way that he could possibly be innocent of the crime with which he was being charged. Naruto knew that Tsunade was her hardest to convince the council of his innocence, but Naruto doubted that even she would get anywhere with it. Once the council made up their minds, it was made up, and Naruto would have to deal with the consequences. Swallowing, Naruto stared down at the floor, wondering if he would be going to meet his parents before the end of the week. If the council had their way, Naruto would have been executed already. Only Tsunade was standing in their way. Naruto closed his eyes, his heart hurting because once again the village refused to see Naruto as a protector instead of a destroyer. Would that opinion if it changed? He doubted it. No matter how hard he worked, nothing ever seemed good enough. Tears filled his eyes and fell down his face. Naruto wasn't scared for himself. No, he could handle whatever punishment the council decided to hand out. He was afraid for his friends to have to deal with whatever the outcome of his punishment would be. He had the feeling he would see he would soon be taking his last breath. He didn't want his friends to grieve for him. He wanted them to be okay with whatever happened, even if it was hard. Naruto, a soft voice, spoke in the darkness, causing Naruto to raise his head and look towards the bars that held him imprisoned. Tsunade, Naruto answered just as quietly, attempting to hide his fear. What was the council decided? What the council decided? Naruto asked, not really wanting to know the answer. I was able to talk to them out of a death sentence, but I am afraid the punishment they settled for it just as bad as a death sentence. Tsunade answered, hinting that the young man she had come to love as a brother was going to have to go through with this. They want you to be lashed. They want you to be lashed 50 times in public, Tsunade said. That's more enough to kill me, Naruto said quietly, closing his eyes, leaving it to the council to find an opinion that would cause Naruto even more pain. He just hoped that his teammates wouldn't be there to see it. He would do anything to spare them that kind of pain. I am ordered to not heal you. If you survive the whipping, Tsunade said, and Naruto knew she hated the punishment just as much as he did. They just wanted to see me suffer. Naruto pointed it out quietly, knowing that at this point there was nothing he could do to get out of it. They want me to suffer until I die. I wish I could change things. Tsunade whispered, tears in her eyes. She didn't want this for Naruto. No one deserves to have to go through this. There is one thing you can do, Naruto said quietly as he watched two named dresses in black approaching him. What's that? Tsunade asked, knowing that she would do whatever Naruto asked of her, especially if these were to be his last moments. The name is more like Ambu. Anyway, make sure my teammates aren't there to witness it, Naruto asked, his eyes pleading with her to make this last wish happen. I will, Tsunade promised, wishing she could ease the fear in his eyes. Naruto should never have to be afraid. Time for your punishment, Uzumaki. The guards sneered, laughing at the fear they saw in the fox boy's eyes. Do not mock him, Tsunade glared at the guards, as we're going to roll for what this boy was going to go through, and it would start with the villagers that accused Naruto of doing such a horrible crime. For once, the council orders override Lady Okage, the guard said, as they entered Naruto's cell and unchained him from the floor, shoving him roughly out of the cell. The guards turned and sneered at the Okage. By the way, the council expects you to be sitting on the front row while the fox boy is getting punished. Turning around, the guards continue to shove Naruto along the hall. Tsunade only stands there, her hands clenched into fists. She would bring hell upon the council once this was over. even if she had to start a civil war to do it. Naruto deserved more respect than this. No one who knew Naruto would ever believe him to be capable of such a crime. Our expression growing dark, Tsunade headed towards the center or town where the punishment was to be held. Naruto was already chained to a pole with his bare back to the crowd. Tsunade scowled at the laughter and cheers that she heard. Could they not see that what they were doing was wrong? Lady Okage is finally here, Horama stated. When we can get on with the punishment. Tsunade witnessed as she watches the man raised the whip and send it flying into Naruto's back. Her heart broke, hearing the broken scream escape Naruto's mouth. She didn't know how she was going to endure this. It was almost too much for her to bear. Within only a few lashes, Naruto's back was ripping to shreds and covered in blood. He was barely conscious as he struggled to hold himself up. It wouldn't do for the council to see him as weak and unable to take the punishment that they had deemed necessary. After several more lashes, Naruto found he could no longer hold himself up, and he allowed himself to fall to his knee. When was this agony going to end? Yet another lash landed on an already open spot on his back, and Naruto found himself screaming in agony tore through him, and Naruto feared for his sanity. As Naruto began to lose consciousness, he saw a head of silver, pink, and black and knew that his teammates would be there to see his final moments. He didn't want them to see him in this much pain, especially Sasuke, but he knew nothing could be done now. Naruto closed his eyes, giving himself over to the blackness that had been slowly taking him over. Sakura, Sasuke, and Kakashi could only stare in horror at the sight that was before them. Their teammate was chained to a post and the life was being whipped out of him. What had happened while they were gone that Naruto deserved this kind of treatment, unable to do anything about it? They can only watch as the guard finishes beating Naruto to a pulp, declaring Naruto close to death. The council demand that Naruto remain chained to the post until after he passed away. They knew he would die from the deep wounds that he suffered. Scowling at the council, Sasuke left and found the Hokage with tears pouring down her face. Sasuke knew that witnessing the whole event had been even more painful for her. Why aren't you helping him? Sasuke demanded angry that this situation had occurred in the first place before he had left the mission. He remembered the fight he had gotten into with Naruto. It had been bad if Kakashi hadn't been there. Sasuke was sure that they would have killed themselves, all because Sasuke was stupid and refused to admit that Naruto was a friend. Lord knows how much Sasuke had to have hurt the blonde-haired boy. The council ordered me Not to heal him, Tsunade said, mumbling brokenly. They don't want him to live. I don't care what the council says, Sasuke said from between clenched teeth. I don't care about what they think Naruto done to deserve this. I'm sure he didn't do anything to warrant this kind of punishment. Naruto needs help or he will die. Sasuke glared at the Hokage before making his way to his unconscious friend. Blood was everywhere, making Sasuke sick to his stomach. He wasn't sure how Naruto could survive this kind of blood loss, but he would do everything in his power to make sure that he did. Hang on, Naruto, Sasuke mumbled as he started pulling at the chains that held a very limp Naruto. Tears pooled in Sasuke's eyes. What had happened while they were gone? He should have known something was up when they had to go on a mission without Naruto. Somebody had to have this planned for a long time. Growing, Sasuke kept pulling at the chains, knowing that without help he wouldn't be getting Naruto out of here. Stand back, Sasuke, Kakashi told him as he went through the sights for the lightning blade. Within moments, Naruto was lying on the ground. If you help him, a villager cried out, you are committing treason. The only ones committing treason are the ones that allowed it to happen in the first place, Tsunade said before turning to Kakashi, who had kneeled down and picked the unconscious boy. Take him out of the village, Tsunade told him. I will be along shortly. I will not abandon him to die. The council would say would so easily do. You are committing treason, Lady Hokage. A villager committed, and Tsunade turned and looked at him. The council just started war and lectured me on treason. She growled as she watched Kakashi and his team take off with Naruto. She feared what this would do to Naruto's mind. She only hoped they could bring him back from the edge of darkness that he was able to journey into, to be continued. And that's for part 1, chapter 1. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.